Is it possible to go from zero idea to a finished video like this in under 2 hours? Well, with what Claude has put out in just the last few weeks, I think the answer might be yes. And today, I'm gonna try to prove it. Because if you're like most business owners, time is the one thing that's kept you off of YouTube. But I figured out a brand new Claude-based start to finish video workflow that can change all of that. It's built on their newest, smartest models, a brand new tool integration, and a few of their newest features. So here's the test. I'm gonna run through the entire workflow live with you today with a clock running to see exactly how long it takes me to finish a new video. And I'm starting with absolutely nothing. I don't even have a video idea yet. But if my math is right, I'm gonna end up with a fully researched, fully recorded video, complete with pro-level visuals in less than 2 hours. Now, this isn't gonna work for entertainment or faceless channels, but this exact type of video is working like crazy right now for real experts who wanna become known in their niche and attract clients. That's what we're making. All right, I'm ready as I'll ever be, so let's start the clock. The first thing I need to do here is decide on my video topic and title, but not just anything's gonna do. We wanna be smart about this and find something that has a really good chance of ranking on YouTube without a lot of competition that I can actually cover well and is gonna properly convey my expertise. Because the whole point of these videos is to get clients and customers, right? Now, vidIQ just released an integration with Claude, and that integration lets you combine Claude's reasoning power with everything that vidIQ knows about your channel and all your competitors' channels. And honestly, it knows pretty much everything under the hood over on YouTube. This makes it an exceptional research assistant, way better than vidIQ or Claude would be on their own. And the cool thing is this works whether or not you already have an established channel or if this is your very first video. It can still find the best video opportunities for you. So the first thing you need to do is sign up for vidIQ, and I do have a link for that down in the description. And once you've got that set up, we can connect it to our Claude. Now to do that, just be logged into your vidIQ dashboard, go down to your profile, account settings, MCP along the top here, and then you wanna make sure Claude is selected. Then you're just gonna copy this URL. Then go back over to Claude, and in the sidebar, you wanna choose Customize, Connectors, then the little plus sign, and add Custom Connector. I'm just gonna name it vidIQ, and then I'm gonna paste in the link that we copied before. Now click Add. And it's gonna ask me to connect it to my vidIQ account, so just click that, then Authorize, and now you can see it's all set up. So now I'm just gonna start a brand new chat, and this is where I'm gonna ask Claude to work with vidIQ to do my topic and title research for me. And it is a pretty long and detailed prompt, but don't worry, I put together a downloadable companion guide that has every prompt and every step in this whole process, so grab that in the description below. Okay, so pasting the first prompt in here. Now I'm just gonna go down to the bottom and fill in all my own personal stuff that's personal to me and my business. You know, what I offer, who I help, and the problems I solve, that kind of stuff. Then we let it run. And while we wait, here's what's happening. So Claude is talking it out with vidIQ behind the scenes, pulling in real YouTube search data and doing all the research for me. This part alone would literally take me all day if I were to do it right. Okay, so that took about 7 minutes, and look at this. Really solid choices. These are all based on real searches that my own audience is typing into YouTube right now. All right, so it gives me the proposed titles, the keyword phrase for each one, and the best part, it's showing me the real search volume and how much competition each one has, and an overall opportunity score. The higher that number, the closer it is to 100, the better. I like this one, how to get more coaching clients in the next 90 days. It's got good numbers, low competition, and I definitely have my own, tips and opinions about this topic. But if you didn't like anything it gave you, or if you felt they were wrong somehow, all you have to do is tell it what you don't like about them, and it's gonna get closer on the next round. But I'm happy with this one, so let's take it and move on to step 2. Having the best topic and title in the world, but with generic execution, still gets you a generic video. The same one any of your competitors could make. But I have a fix for that, and it brings us to our next Claude update that we're gonna use, skills. If you've never used a skill in Claude before, just think of it like Claude on its own being like a game console. And a skill is the cartridge. You slot it in and then the whole machine becomes a different game. And the cool thing is you can collect as many as you want because the console never forgets how to play a single one of them. So how's this skill gonna help me plan this video? Well, I happen to put together not one, but 2 skills that together are gonna help you do it in a really specific way that just makes the whole process super easy. And kind of fun too, while Claude takes the lead on this. And the 2 skills you need are both inside that same companion guide down in the description, so you wanna download them from there. So to install these, you're just gonna go to the left panel and then click Customize, then Skills, the plus sign, Create Skill, Upload Skill. And I'm just gonna drag both of mine in, and now we're ready to start. The first skill here, it's gonna turn your rough ideas into a fully fleshed out outline that goes way past just being a simple information video. And it actually is one that positions you as the expert you are. Here's how it works. I'm gonna start just by giving it the title of my video. It's important that it knows that, it's good context. Then, I'm just gonna start brain dumping. I'm gonna type in everything that I already know that I would wanna bring to this topic. Tips, opinions, stories about me, stories about past clients. And I'm not worrying about any kind of structure or order here. I'm just getting it all out of my head and into the chat. And then when I'm done, this is the important part. This is what makes the skill jump into action. I just type something like, help me flesh this out using the outline creation skill. Now the skill starts interviewing me. It's asking clarifying questions about my stances, my opinions, and how I arrived at them. This is the step that makes this into a real thought leadership video. Your opinions and the stories behind them are things that none of your competitors can ever copy. And when your video says something different from everyone else's, that's also a sign for YouTube, right? It treats it as much more unique and it pushes it further as a result. Now, before I answer the first question, I'm actually gonna turn on voice mode by clicking this icon right here, and I highly recommend this is how you do it too. So you can do this just by reading and typing, but it takes a lot longer, and I find that you end up just kind of like self-censoring yourself as you go, and you're second-guessing your answers, which isn't good here. Just speaking and hearing it speak back to you and having that conversation is gonna make for a much more human outline on the other end of this. So now it feels like it has enough good stuff from me and a clear shape for the video. And that's what kicks off the next step automatically. It's a research pass to fill in any gaps. So right now, it's just looking for any extra tips or stats or case studies that would make the video even more complete. And left on its own, this is exactly where Claude used to go off the rails. You'd get this crazy all over the place, mega outline that really felt like it should be 7 different videos instead of 1. So I built the skill to figure out what the scope of the video is, then always stay inside that scope. That stops it from, chasing down all the rabbit holes and the side quests that can water down the focus so that you end up with a really tight but complete video. Okay, the research is done, and now it's automatically writing out a really detailed outline, including a couple hooks that I can choose between. I'm just gonna tell it I like hook 1 the best because I think I do. And here is where you'd ask it for any changes that you wanna see. But I'm actually pretty happy with this, so I'm set. Now remember how we uploaded 2 skills earlier? So I didn't actually plan on this, but it just knew on its own to hand it off to skill number 2 at this point in the process. But if it doesn't do that for you and it just stops after it gives you the outline, you then just wanna type in and ask it for the visual slide deck plan. Just type that in and then skill 2 is gonna get to work. Skill 2 is what creates the document that we need for the next step. And it's gonna come out as a .md file, that just means markdown file. So you wanna download it and then we can move on to the really fun part. Now there are still 2 things standing between you and a finished video. So scripting usually takes hours, and a talking head with nothing on screen, no visuals, it's really hard to hold people's attention. So this next step fixes both problems at the same time. Claude Design's another new feature, and it lets you feed in your own style references and get beautiful designs or websites or even animated slide decks back. And when you record off of the right slide deck, you don't need to script a thing while still always knowing exactly what to say. And it also makes your final video look amazing in a format that's perfect for conveying your expert knowledge. Before you build anything, you want to find a good style sample. So without one, Claude's going to give you the same default look that it gives everybody else, which still looks great. Don't let that stop you. But ideally, you want something that feels like your brand, something that you can use over and over again. And all you need for this is a screenshot of a design that you would want to match. So you can pull it from your website if you love that, or you can pull it from another website or a slide deck template. Pretty much any visual inspiration that you want to give it gets it close. So just use a screenshot of whatever you want to create your design system. Now that takes about 5 minutes, and you only have to do this part once. Once you have it, you just use it and reuse it in every video you do from here. I happen to already have my own that I use for my stuff, so that's what I'm gonna be using today. So now I'm gonna create the slide deck, but it's not just a slide deck. It actually has a really clever little feature built into it that lets it do double duty, and you'll see what I mean in just a minute. So I'm telling Claude I want it to be animated, and I'm also attaching the markdown file that we downloaded in the last step. So that file has all the content for your slides and some really important instructions so that it just builds everything in the right way. All right, now I'm just gonna let it run. Now, this part can take like 10 minutes, so now is actually a really good time to go over your video outline a few times. Not to memorize it or anything like that, but just to get a little more familiar with the material, which is gonna help me record it faster. Okay, just what I thought. It took about 10 minutes, so let's check it out. I think this looks fantastic. I mean, it's really clean and professional, and it's completely based on the design inspiration I gave it. Yours is obviously gonna look like whatever you fed into yours. But notice the layout here. We have nice, clean animated slides on the left, and on the right, this is the surprise I was talking about. These are your presenter notes. You can think of this half of the screen as your built-in teleprompter. You're just gonna record your screen and your face at the same time. Then in editing, your talking head video goes right on top of the notes side on the right. So nobody's ever gonna see that but you. And it's also built to tell you when to advance to the next point or the next screen. So you just tap the little arrow button on your keyboard when it tells you to. And if you ever mess it up, just hit the back arrow and it's gonna go back so you can have another try. And just like at any other point in this whole process, you can ask for any changes you want just by chatting with it. Now, this one looks great to me in just one shot, so I think it's time to record. Okay, so here's my whole recording setup I'm gonna use for this. I got this little desktop tripod and I just put my phone on it. Now, I'm just gonna click present, full screen. Now I'm just gonna position my phone so it's at eye level with the camera part as close to the presenter notes as possible. I just wanna be able to look at my notes, then right back into the lens and deliver each point that way. So I'm gonna record my screen and then press record on my camera. Okay, wish me luck. I'm gonna record this and then I'm gonna be back to show you exactly how long the whole process took as soon as I'm finished. Okay, that wasn't too bad. The recording took about 20 minutes. I made some mistakes and tripped over my words a bit, as I do. And just know this part is probably gonna take you longer your first time out. Just know that it gets easier and faster every time you do it. So if you've been keeping track, I just made a video starting from absolute zero, not even an idea, in about 70 minutes start to finish. That's well under the 2 hours that I thought it might take. And before these new Claude features, there's no way I could have made a video this polished with a plan this thought out anywhere near this fast. Doing it like this, I could easily make 4 weekly videos in less than 1 single day a month if I batched them all together. So just take what you've got now, your talking head video and your slides screen recording, and you're just gonna hand both of those files to an affordable editor. You can find decent ones on Upwork or Fiverr for about 40 or 50 bucks, and all you need is a decent editor based on how easy the job's gonna be for them. They don't have to make a single graphic or add a line of text because you've already done all of that for them. They just have to sync the 2 files together, lay your talking head over the right side, then cut out your pauses and mistakes, and then just hand you back a finished video. So if you add all this up, you're looking at $20 a month for Claude, another $20 a month for vidIQ, plus let's say 40 bucks a video for editing. That's $200 a month all in. And yeah, if you really want to do it yourself, there's AI editing software like Descript that can handle that part for you. But honestly, editing is the first thing I would outsource when you're busy running a business. You just don't need to be the one doing that part. Now there's one more part of YouTube that AI works great for, and that's thumbnails like these that take less than 5 minutes to make. So click this video for the full workflow that I personally use to make really polished thumbnails for my own videos. And also don't forget to download the companion guide for this entire workflow down in the description below. I'll see you next time.